go out, I buy people drinks like all the time, like men, women, friends, you know what I'm saying? In general, like obviously less men than women, but friends in general, like it's not a big deal for me. Like I'll just be like, yeah, sure, I got it, no problem. And even I was in an event in New York one time and they were making my drink and everything. There was a girl standing next to me and I was just like, oh, did you already order your drink? And she's like, no, they keep skipping over me. And I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll tell them what you want. And she's like, oh no, I'm getting it for me and my friend. I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll like just let me know what you guys want and I'll buy it for you. And so she told me what you want, like, got it for him and, gave him just let him send him off away. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a big deal to me, right? Even like if you've gone out with me and like we're turning up, shots, I'll buy the shots too. So I went out recently and this woman came up to me or whatever, and I assume she said it 3 times because I didn't hear her the first 2 times. So she said, I saw you looking at me, you're not gonna buy me a drink. That's what the first time, I assumed that's what she said, because I was like, what? And then she said it again, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I literally can't hear you, because it's just too loud, I just literally can't hear you. So she said, I saw you looking at me, you're not gonna offer to buy me a drink. So I was just like, oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at you, because I wasn't. And she was like, no, I definitely saw you looking at me. And I was like, oh, no, like, I wasn't looking at you, I'm sorry, right? Because I'm just being nice, I'm sorry. And she was like, I felt, I saw you looking at me, whatever. And I was like, at this point, I was like, but I was just like, no, I wasn't, I'm sorry, I'm apologizing, but I was like, no, I wasn't looking at you. And then she's like, okay, but still. And just looked at me, right? And I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, but still what? Like, what are you? And she's like, you should still at least offer to buy me something. I'm like, okay. So at this point, like, I was just about to order my drink before you interrupted me, right? So now the bartender is tending to other people. So now I'm kind of like, I'm here with some people, right? So now I'm kind of like, okay, you just interrupted my flow here. You also came up to a random stranger and said that they should offer you. And then, the follow-up was the part that made me kind of upset, right? Again, I don't have a problem with buying people drinks. You know what I'm saying? We're all outside, we're all having a good time. To me, I feel like that's part of a community, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, sure, I'll buy yours. Yeah, I'll take care of yours. We all take care of each other. That's how I view it. And I don't really see it as flirting to me personally, just because, like, it's all about the intention, right? It's like, I'm just saying, like, as a man, you should offer to. Here's the thing, right? If you had come up to me and was just like, oh, like, what you drinking on? I'll tell you what you ordering. I'll tell you what I'm ordering, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, that sounds good, blah, 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 blah. And we just got into conversation. Then I might be like, oh, do you want one? And then just buy you your drink and it'll be cool. And that'll be it, right? You came up to a stranger and said that they should just buy you a drink instead of just, like, being normal and making conversation. Like, like just like making conversation would have probably just... So anyway, long story short, I ignored her after that, and she threw a fit. But the point is, I try to be, very like accommodating, friendly, nice, person, very social, especially when I'm outside. I try to be as social as possible. I think like, it's weird for us to all just be standing around, not dancing, not talking. I think that's always weird. The point is, when you go outside, right, it's okay to just like have a conversation with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's okay. Like, you can just like have a conversation. Like, you don't have to just walk up to strangers and say that they should just purchase drinks for you. You know what I mean? Like, especially when they had no intention of doing so, and also have not been like hitting on you or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not even know you were in the same building as me. I was not looking, you know what I mean? Now it could have been a way to flirt, but again, I was not interested. So I had to get back to my friends. So, step your game up or just, be normal.
Wow. Wow. I think, and I've said this before, women have no game. And I think in this situation, she was actually trying to flirt with him. She was interested in him, found him attractive, whatever. And she thought because she was a baddie and perhaps is used to getting attention from guys, all she had to do was simply approach him, say, hey, buy me a drink. And that would be all of the signal he needed in order for him to realize that she was actually interested. And that would be how he could grab her attention. But he wasn't interested in her. But this situation is a bit different because he's not even saying he doesn't buy drinks at all for women or for people, as he put it. He doesn't buy drinks for people. He's just saying he wasn't going to do it for her because she felt entitled to it. And I respect that because, hey, he enjoys when he's out having a good time. He'll buy drinks for the table. He'll buy drinks. He sparks up a conversation. Hey, that's his thing. That's his thing. I'm not going to sit here and judge him based on that when he's out having a good time and just wants to be social with people. And like he said, it's the intent behind it. If he just feels like that's something he wants to do, that's something he can do. But that was just flat out begging on her. And it wasn't even dry begging. She went way past dry begging after the first time she kind of tried to strike it up and make a point of it. When you continually keep asking, a guy to buy you a drink or expect him to do so, yeah, you gone beyond dry begging. You just gone straight on to flat out embarrassing yourself begging. And I'm sure after that interaction, her ego had to take a hit because prior to that, she wasn't some just woman who doesn't get attention from guys if she did something like that. She gets attention from men enough where she feels like, hey, all I got to do is make my presence known to this guy and he'll do the rest because look at me. How could he resist? This just happened to be not one of those times where it worked out in her favor. But let's go ahead and jump into the rest of these clips. We got some more begging going on, so let's check this out.
Niggas be wondering why you don't put up, nigga. I asked you for food. You huffed and puffed. Can I get... another nigga?
We got another beggar on our hands, fellas. Clock that T. Look, a lot of these chicks be broke as be living horrible lives. Like they do their little makeup, get their little hair done, which is pretty cheap, you know? But they be living in the projects. They be living with their mamas, with their grandmas, with their aunties, with their best friend, sleeping on somebody's couch, don't have shit. Waiting for you to put on that cape and save a hoe. No, sir. Don't do it. You know, and they had 15, 20 dudes all trying to spend money, you know? Because these chicks be cute, don't get me wrong. But what the f they got to do with you handling your money? Another beggar. And I'm pretty sure she ain't the only one. It's 100,000, if not millions of them, waiting for you to come save them, waiting for you to spend your money. And some chicks, they be having their own money. Not all of them, not a lot of them, but some chicks be having their own money and still want you to spend yours. You know, they want you to spend your money on what they want, and they want to spend their money on what they want. Why everybody looking out for her? Who the f looking out for you? Nobody. Exactly. Stop doing that shit.
To all my good ladies, I'm going to show you the games that these bad ladies play. And to all my gentlemen, I'm about to show you how not to simp out. Check this out. Question was asked by the young lady, what are you doing? Man responds, I'm working. She then says, well, that's good. Man says, what are you up to? She says, lying down. Then you see two opened pictures here. Apparently, these were very risque pictures. She immediately comes back and says, baby, can I ask you a favor? You can ask. See, that's how you answer it, gentlemen. I need $100. Nope, I'm not a simp. Disappear and then come back asking for money is crazy work. Girl, get your ass out of here with that. You tried, though. Then she responded and said, what you mean? And I'm saying, what you mean? Why you out here disappearing, ghosting people, then you need something from a man, and all of a sudden, you want to send him risque pictures? All of a sudden, you calling him baby, and you ghosted this guy for 3 weeks? This was sent to me by a guy that I've been coaching. Now, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. These are the games that are being played. And if men start taking a stand like this, nope, I'm not a simp. You disappeared and come back talking about money is crazy. If men start taking a stand, this will tamp down. But ladies, you need to see what your fellow ladies are running out here.
And this is the type of begging that just goes on every day, using their body as bait in order to try and finesse men so they can get what they want. And that's why you got to have strong dick discipline, because if you out here moving without it, you're going to be an easy target. You're going to have a red dot on your head easily.
So I had a man today ask me if I was ready for a serious relationship. So to answer that, my aunt suggested this, to start to say, yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious for somebody to take care of my mortgage. I'm serious for someone to take me on vacation. I'm serious about meeting someone that wants to pay a car note and my insurance, that wants to pay my phone bill, my electricity, my internet, that wants to pay for me to get my hair, nails, and lashes done when I want to get them done. Seriously ready for somebody to put gas in my car every Sunday. I'm seriously ready for somebody that, wants to be a stepdaddy. Or a real daddy these days. I don't believe in step. I'm seriously ready for a man that doesn't want other men. Because that's a Houston thing. I'm seriously ready for a man who's about that life. So I think that as a man, before you ask someone, are you ready for a serious relationship, think about what serious actually means and define it. Because for me, serious means I'm ready for someone to come in and actually be that HNIC that I need for him to be.
It sounds more like a whole lot of begging going on than anything else.
The only type of niggas I like is the niggas who see and do. I don't like to ask and I don't beg. So I be needing the nigga to use his eyes and his ears. Like, come on now.
So basically, she just going to dry beg. Unlike the last clip where it was just straight up begging, looking for a man to come in and take care of her responsibilities, dry begging was once the standard, the blueprint that you usually saw being practiced. But nowadays it's just straight up begging, whether it's asking that guy who they know is interested in them, trying to get some money out of him, or if they got a little TikTok audience, followers, they'll go up there begging for money from their TikTok followers.
All right, y'all. I need help on my rent. I'm $2,300 short. Cash App is linked up here somewhere. Yeah. Y'all don't come on here yelling at me and talking trash. Like, don't judge me. Ain't nobody on here scamming. I just need some help on my rent. I'm $2,300 short on my rent. Yes, my rent is $2,350 and I'm $2,300 short on my rent. If y'all ain't trying to help me, then y'all can go ahead and get off this live if you're not trying to help me. Period. I could go out there and work, but why would I go out there and work if I'm asking y'all for help? Look at all these people watching my lives. If y'all all send me $1 to my Cash App that's linked up here, like, y'all be doing too much. It's either you gonna help or you ain't. But don't come on here trying to judge me. Oh, thank you for the stars. Thank you. Thank you for the stores. Because I got people that support me.
So I had a guy hit me up in the DM asking me, how do you deal with women that you're dating that's begging you for money, all right? If a woman hits you with the,
oh, I don't know how I'm going to pay these bills. Tell
that bitch to manifest. You feel what I'm saying? Tell her to go clock in. That's not your wife. You don't have to do anything. Or you can just simply tell them no. Okay? A lot of women try to guilt trip you into providing for them. They'll quote the Bible. They'll misquote the Bible. They'll say a man is supposed to provide for a woman. A man is supposed to provide for a woman that he crowned to be his wife. You ain't my wife. Okay? So if a woman have a hand out begging you for money, tell that to go manifest that shit or something.
Go out last night with a couple of girlfriends and we went to Wally's in Santa Monica. It was very, very cute, a good vibe. We're just having like a little girls' night, whatever. We're in the back, we're sitting, we're just chatting, and these two guys come over and they start chatting it up with us, and it was fine. We were being friendly, we were being nice, and they were like good conversation. I began to notice that these guys, within the first 15 minutes, they did not offer to buy us drinks. Mind you, we weren't drinking anything. We were just sitting there. We were actually really kind of buying time until we went to the next spot. So we're talking, 15 minutes goes by. They didn't offer to buy drinks, nothing. They're just talking to us. Another 15 minutes go by. We're still talking. Another 15 minutes go by. We're still talking. I get to the point where I'm like, okay, we've been here for a while. I'm getting bored. I'm getting annoyed. And we were been supposed to leave. But here we are talking to these guys that we actually aren't even really interested in. And so I excused myself to the bathroom, thinking that that was going to be the cue for the other girls to realize that, hey, either join me in the bathroom for us to regroup, or hey, let's wrap these things up with these guys and let's keep it moving to the next spot. No, I get back, still talking. So finally, I tapped my friend and I just told her, like, hey, I'm ready. Like, let's go. We end up all like exchanging numbers, whatever. So when we're walking out, I was telling them like, hey, we were talking entirely too long to those guys for us to sit there and not have not one drink bought for us, not one appetizer offered to us, nothing offered to us. That is unacceptable behavior. And I'm sorry. And this might ruffle feathers for some girls watching this video. And if that is ruffling your feather, then boo, you need to keep scrolling because this is not the video for you. And the content that I make is not going to be what you like. Because I'm sorry, I am not going to be sitting there talking to guys for more than 15 minutes without them offering to do anything or offering to buy anything, especially if they see that we are not drinking anything or having anything. Like, excuse me, but no, I am not going to be giving you my time, my energy, without you also reciprocating and giving anything back in return for it. And I'm sick of seeing and being around women who are doing that. We need to learn that. I'm sorry, but we need to be charging these guys tax. Like, yeah, for me to sit here and talk to you, for you to have my time, for you to have my attention, you need to be doing something, sir. I'm sorry, I am not a cheap date. No, 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 no. So this just goes to say that, ladies, if a man approaches you at a bar, at a restaurant, out, wherever you are, and he's talking to you and it seems great, that's wonderful. If he doesn't offer to buy you a drink or something, or do something for you, or see you in the next couple of days because he's super admiring you and enamored by you, boo, you need to cut it short, wrap it up, and move on to the next one. Trust me, that's going to make you more appealing. And if not, then you dodged an actual bullet.
It's one thing to beg. It's a whole nother level where you're not only begging appetizers, drinks you're expecting, but then to block your friends and try and distract them. Listen, listen, it's one thing to beg. That's bad enough. Begging and expecting appetizers and drinks, whatever, just for conversation. But it's a whole nother thing when not only are you begging, but then you're also blocking your friends because they don't want to join along in your begging. That's diabolical. Ladies, when you got friends like that, you don't need any enemies because she gonna keep. Ladies, when you got friends like that, you don't need any enemies because she gonna always keep you single. Anyway, guys, let me know your questions, comments, thoughts, and your feedback. Drop them down below. You know I appreciate when you guys take the time to chime in. Don't forget, you enjoy any part of the content, go ahead and smash the like button for more. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.